It's time for Expert Alert, your chance to ask questions and get answers from experts.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us on WLOX's Expert Alert. If you're joining us on our streaming platforms and you want to comment or ask our expert a question, find us on our Facebook page, WLOX TV Facebook page. We are live right now on the page. This is where you will ask your questions. Put your questions here in the comment box, and if I don't see them, the producer in the room will tell me. We'll get your questions asked and answered, that's for sure. But joining us again this week, Chance Tillman from Tillman Services. How are you?
Doing pretty good, Chet. How you doing?
I can't complain. It didn't feel as humid out there today when I left, but I know it's coming.
We got a little time left. We might have a week or two left of this perfect weather that we had, minus the rain. We've had
and the termites.
Beautiful weather. Yeah, the swarms.
Oh man, yeah. So if you're not from here, and you just have managed to be here for this is your first May, June, July, August in South Mississippi. It's about to get really hot, but you got to get through the termites first. Sorry, that's what we do here. You guys do a little bit of everything at Tillman Services, so just kind of give us like an overview of what you guys offer.
So we do maintenances for HVAC. We'll do home inspection for plumbing, home inspection for electrical. We do outside panels. You know, if your lights are flickering when your AC comes on, then we'll come out and check all your breakers, make sure your ground rod's good, check your carbon monoxide. You know, a lot of people don't know those things have a date on them. So with a date comes expiration, right? So they need to be changed to keep you safe. You know, we do hot water tanks, HVAC, of course. If you're putting your phone in the socket and it's hanging loose, you know, we come out and we change those. So,
problem. You
know, that's one of the top 5 fire hazards in America is your hanging receptacles, right? So if you put something in your receptacle and it doesn't go in tight and falls down, that loose connection creates arc. That arc, if it's not on a GFI, could become fire. So, you know, we're there just to make sure everything's safe, bring you up to code throughout the house.
You don't think of that. I just think I'll just bend the prongs and put it back in there, and that's not getting the job done. That's a Band-Aid.
That's a Band-Aid, all right. You fixed it for that one time, but the next thing you put in there, you know, it's going to continue to have that problem. You know, right now we're buy 2 receptacles, get 1 free. So if we're changing some out, we got specials going on trying to help people out.
And so you're offering, what is your complete home electrical inspection? This is the thing that you're doing right now as we get ready for, I guess, hurricane season. It is, what is today, the 14th? Yeah. Which means we're
less than a month
away
June
from
1st.
Man,
hurricane
we've
season.
Been so lucky for so long, and that's usually what we always say.
Right, and then
it just takes one.
One.
There can be 40 storms that don't touch anywhere. It just takes one to ruin the day.
Last year they all went up the East Coast. I hate that for the East Coast, but it saved us some.
A lot of fish storms.
Damage. Right, it was.
A lot of really big storms that just impacted the water, which is fine. I would rather that. But before we get into that season where you're going to want to make sure that everything is set, you guys come out and do an inspection.
Right, and you know, like I say, we're inspecting those safety concerns. Being that it is storm season coming up, whole home surge protectors are really important.
Oh, right.
Save your appliances. You know, a lot of people got these fancy TVs and they want to take care of them. So instead of putting a surge protector on your wall and having it hang behind the TV or something, we'll just put it on the whole house, protect the whole thing, right? One-stop shop, one-stop appliance, right?
That hadn't even occurred to me because I have them, like I have in my studio, I have a couple of them plugged into the wall, and they're
computers, TVs,
absolutely.
monitors.
Yeah, all of the computer, audio, video stuff is all plugged into one.
So
you
we
can put
want
one
to
on
do
the
it for your whole house,
sure,
right?
That's genius.
So, you know, sometimes you'll notice you're sitting in your kitchen and the AC will come on, the lights will flicker, right? So that could be a grounding issue, right? That is also a type of surge. You know, if that's on off is interrupting the flow of current, then it could potentially hurt electronics. So we just want to make sure that if that is happening, we come out, figure out why it's happening, just give you options on how to fix it or prevent further problems, right?
What's that process look like?
You know, normally it's about an hour and a half. You'll call into our office, they'll set up the best time for you. When our guys are on the way out, you'll get a text message with that guy's picture telling you what time he's going to be there, when you can inspect him. So on the front end, you know who's coming to your house and what to expect. When he gets there, he'll walk around your house. Anytime he's inside, he'll have shoe booties on. He'll make sure that you go with him because we want you to see it just as much as we see what's going on. We're professionals, but you're the king of that castle. You know, we know how to fix the problems, but you know where the problems are. So we want you to walk around with us, tell us how you live in that house, how that house can be better serve you, and how we can do it. Another big thing with the air conditioning right now is we're getting a lot of the UV lights that are being bought online that aren't as powerful as the ones that
Like on the
really,
intake?
right. I think we talked about this a little last week.
Yes.
So prestige UV lights are really helpful this time of year with all the dander and the micro growth and everything else we got because of the excess amount of rain, right? Also, when you're talking about rain and outdoor receptacles, you got to talk about GFIs. So there's just so many different points in your house that we can help you with right now. Plumbing is another one of them. If you got a toilet that's got a jiggle handle, or you got a loose toilet, or
Listen, if you've never heard the phrase "just jiggle the handle," then you're not probably from this area.
right,
We've all heard it. We've all said it.
right, and sometimes it's too much slack in the chain.
Right.
It's something simple that we can help you out with, and it's not a big deal. We inspect it, we tell you what it is. If it's something that's a 2-minute fix, we'll just knock it out for you. We're there to help you out. There's other things that need pressing issue, like if it's wobbling, or if the tank's loose, or if you got poor flow inside there. We also have tablets we could put in the back of the toilet to prevent that iron buildup. So really from top to bottom, if you need attic insulation, if you need a roof vent, we can help you in any way that you need it.
Yeah, the attic insulation is a big thing because you're putting something there that kind of buffers between 72 and 140.
Right, that's a big buffer,
huge
right?
swing.
So right now, if you can go into your attic and you can see the rafter lines, you got to think those are like radiators in your car. They're just transferring heat. So wood transfer heat straight through your sheetrock. We can use a FLIR light and we can look at it. What that does is when you cover it up, it could save you about 30% of energy cost on the AC. Not 30% of the tire bill, but of what it costs to run the air conditioner, right?
Which is that I feel like that is probably one of the largest expenses when you get your power bill.
60%.
Is that AC?
That's the average, right? 60% of your bill is air conditioning. The older it is, the more it is of that percentage. The newer it is, the closer it is to that percentage.
Man, I just need to get like solar panels that run just my AC.
Well, let's talk about it. So if you need to upgrade your electrical box outside to hold a solar panel, we can do that. If you want to go to an EV car and you got to upgrade for that charger, we can do that. So when we got our electrical license, those were a lot of the things we were gearing toward, right? We want to be able to put that generator on your house, protect it with a surge protector, put the solar panels up top. We want to be able to come in and upgrade that deck that you need to charge that Tesla that you got in the garage. These are all the things that we know the industry's changing to, so we're gonna go with it.
So like right now also is a big time of year for folks that are getting out of the house and maybe onto the back patio and those like outdoor kitchens, pool areas. You mentioned the receptacles, especially if you have a pool.
Right.
You got a lot of power switches back there, some plugs. Like if you got a gazebo and you're plugging things into it, you want to make sure that those are able to be used if they're getting wet.
Right. So, wear and tear happens on these outdoor boxes. They should have a cover on top of them so that they're watertight. Those boxes, they break down. They're plastic. They get beat up by sun. They get hit by balls. If you got kids, things happen, right? So making sure that those are protected the way they're supposed to be, getting the GFIs replaced outside. So that's a ground fault. Just in case something does short out, it takes that breaker off a power line so you don't get any further current through it, right? Sure. It's a safety issue. That's our big concern right now with the home inspection. This time of year, a lot of things are changing. A lot of storms are coming. You're going to get a lot of surges. So we just want to make sure we're doing a complete inspection of the whole home.
Yeah, because you don't have to wait for hurricane season to have an outrageous summer storm roll through here, because it happens all the time.
It happened last week a couple times. So we got flooded out of baseball. But we also do dryer vent cleaning. So it doesn't always have to be storms, So we're doing what we can to keep everyone safe. Dryer vents are top 3 of house fires. We just want to make sure that we're coming in, educating people on what's going on in their home and giving them options to make it safer. Right?
Electrical panels. This is a big piece of what you guys do as well, because you can get all of these things in the house repaired, but if your electrical panel needs to be checked out and needs to be replaced, you got to start there.
So, breakers aren't meant to hum in a lot of panels.
Right.
Older panels, these breakers will get wear down, the connections will become loose. they'll start to get electricity jumping from bolt to bolt, and then what happens is you'll get a sound and start producing sound. You have that sound, that's the number one indicator that something's not properly connected. Electricity should be quiet in your panel for the most part. Transformers make noises, but actual breakers on and off should not. We want to make sure that if any breakers they have ones that have went out, like Georgia Pacific. Maybe it wasn't. I don't want to say names before I say them wrong. They have a couple that went out of warranty that houses in homeowner insurance won't even cover anymore. So we want to make sure you don't have that panel. So if something were to happen, your homeowner insurance said, well, this panel wasn't up to code. So, code's constantly changing, and we want to stay with it.
Yeah, my insurance company reached out to me to let me know that my electrical panel was on recall.
There it is.
I didn't know, and the brand is irrelevant, but and my house was not even 3 years old when I got that. So but the company, it wasn't even the electrician. The company who owns the breaker sent somebody out. They just completely changed the whole electrical panel out. But it was like 80,000 panels were on recall, and mine was one of them.
Right, and that's a big deal, right? That panel's on recall. If the factory's telling you something's wrong with it, we need to get it fixed. Trucks get recall all the time. It's not saying that it's bad. It's just saying that, hey, we know this part right here needs to be fixed. We just want to make sure you don't have one of those panels, you missed a recall. Just inspect everything, get you ready for this season, right?
Yeah, it's when the insurance company says to move, you move.
Right,
exactly. It's like I don't need to go to default on this because I need this to work when I need it.
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Let's cover a little bit about the HVAC maintenance plan that you offer, because as we prepare to get ready for the summer, we want to make sure that system is doing what it's working its hardest to keep us comfortable. So you don't have to have had a system installed by Tillman's for them to come out and just take a look at it and give it a tune-up or give it a look to see if you even need to get a tune-up.
Correct. So we offer a preventive maintenance agreement. So we're going to come out twice a year. We're going to clean the coil on the outdoor unit. We're going to put tablets in your drain line, make sure you don't get it backed up. We're going to clean that drain line out because algae is created during this process. So we're just going to make sure that all that's ready to go for the season. Along with that, we do an internal inspection of everything. We wipe down the outside of the cabinet, making sure that when you look at this system, you can tell it's ready to go. Above and beyond that, we also send one plumbing maintenance or inspection a year. So we'll come through, testing the toilets, testing the seat of the toilets, the floats, the plungers inside the toilets. A lot of people out here on septic tanks, and if you have a leaky toilet that's constantly going into your septic tank, it's going to cause backup in your yard. So if you're proactive in getting that checked and making sure it doesn't happen, it's going to save you thousands on the back end when you got to get that septic pumped, right? On the city, it's a little more the city's issue then, but yeah. I'm sure they would be very happy if you did it also.
Sure. Let's touch a little bit on the plumbing side of what you do. We get a little bit of a deeper dive into the services that you offer there.
So on plumbing, we clean out drain lines. We got the snake. We recently one of the jobs we went on was a guy was retiling his bathroom, and some tile went down the drain line, right? And that cement of that tile hardened, right? So we went through with our cutter blade and opened that back up. We've actually found locations underneath the inside of slabs. We've had to bust slabs up to get like it was a towel that somehow a washcloth that went down the sink that we had to bust the slab up to get that. But we come back, put the cement in, refinish the floors top to bottom like we were never there, right?
It reminds me of my golden doodle that she's not feeling well and you find out there's like 2 pairs of socks. It just
right.
You're shocked when you find out what's in there. You're like, how could that have gotten in there? But it's good to know that you guys have the means to get in there and get it out and get everything back to the way it should be.
Right, and that's pretty much the same thing as that golden doodle. We got to get it out and then we got to fix it better than it was before it went in, right?
That's right. You touched a little bit earlier on generators. You're able to install whole home generators?
So that's something we're starting to do now, is get into the generator side of it. The transfer switches, things like that. It's a big process that goes into that. But even a small storm can have your power go out, right? And it could be just a straight line wind that has power go out and causes a down line to take your power. So our goal is, just be there for you on anything that you need. The generators are finicky when it comes to installing them on the front end, but they are amazing when they're already in the house, right? You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, my parents have one, and it's like every couple of weeks it'll test itself.
Yeah, right.
Just to make sure that things are that are working.
Right, and that means it's set up properly, right? And that's a big deal. So when a professional does it, it's supposed to run through these systems. And that's why I say finicky, just to learn the process of it, because not a lot of people understand why did that just come on, you know? So we want it to test itself. We're really good at educating our customers on what's going on and what they can expect. We don't want anybody to be confused. We want them to be super knowledgeable about any piece of equipment that they buy. So Generac's a great piece of equipment. I think it's served itself well. It's got a great name brand, so
Sure.
we'll continue to run them.
What is with regard to generators, from the time that somebody calls your office and says, I'm interested in maybe having a conversation about this, to the time you're shaking their hand and walking out the door and it's installed, ready to go, what's that time frame look like for folks that might be thinking about it, trying to get ahead of the season of rain that we're about to get into?
Right. So you're looking at about a day to get the guy out there. It takes about 2 hours for you and him to come up with a plan, size it for your house, whatever you may need. You're looking at probably another day or two to get it shipped in, and then a day of installation. So I would say it's about a week turnaround from the day we first get the ball going to get everything in and get them routed to your house. And the last part about the generators is they come from Meridian, so they're coming from
Sure.
I don't stock them is what I'm saying. They're
Right.
coming from a branch
Right.
from Meridian.
Yeah, that would be an additional warehouse that you, because some of those generators are massive, especially
really
if you're talking about some of the commercial ones. Like they get to be pretty large. There's another guy that I've shot a segment with that has a warehouse full of them, and they're huge.
That's the next warehouse. Right now I'm full of air conditioners. So the next warehouse, well, air conditioners and hot water heaters. The next warehouse will be generators.
There you go. Did we leave anything out? I think we covered it all. You did talk about the buy two, get one replacement, outlet replacement.
Yep. So right now if you buy 2 outlets, and we'll give you the third one free. So if they're loose, if they're GFIs, if they're outside, if they need to be checked, we're definitely help you out. We got a lot of specials running in electrical.
GFIs you just need to have anywhere that it's going to be near water.
Correct. Or outside.
Or
right?
outside.
Sinks,
Anything outside,
bathroom,
for
yeah.
sure.
Anything that's exposed to the elements, right?
Yeah.
At $59, we'll do a whole home inspection on electrical right now too. So
Perfect. All right. Listen, 864-9351, tillmansheatingandair.com. That is how you reach out to them. Give them a call if you have any questions. If you're looking for that electrical inspection, the HVAC inspection, if you're thinking about maybe going from water heater to tankless, you want to talk about generators, they can get you covered. They're top to bottom, whole home services. Listen, they're already calling them. You got to get in early if you want to get to talk to this guy and you want to get something done. So give them a call and they'll get you on the right track.
Appreciate it, Chet.
So join us right back here next Thursday for our next episode of Expert Alert.
Thank you for joining us for Expert Alert. We'll feature more experts at the same time next Thursday.